The Alpha Tank Patrol Company of the 212th Judoan Attack Battalion were moving through the biting blizzard, heading towards where their intel had indicated would be the base of operations for the rogue sisters who had previously assaulted one of their outposts and stole the secret blueprint of their new mechanized weaponry. As well as retrieving the stolen data, the Judoans were keen to exact vengeance for their fallen comrades. However, little did they know, the Blessed Sisters had abandoned their base and passed on their findings to a mercenary band of dwarves and jackals who have set up a trap to ambush the Battle Brothers. This is a battle report for a game of OnePageRules Grimdark Future, played using 3000 point lists adhering to force organisation. I play the Battle Brothers while my opponent plays a combined force of the Dwarf Guild and the Jackals. Here's my list. We have a combined unit of Assault Brothers with jump packs, so they have both ambush and flying. We have 2 units of Pathfinders with scout and stealth upgrades. Each squad has 1 model carrying a flamer, while the rest carry shotguns. We then have a unit of regular Battle Brothers with 1 model carrying a laser cannon to do long-range anti-tank support. We also have a combined unit of 6 Support Brothers, all equipped with heavy flamers. There is a unit of 3 Veteran Battle Brothers with heavy fusion rifles to deal damage against tough units, with their deadly attacks hitting on 2+. Likewise, there is a unit of 3 Veteran Assault Brothers. While they can fly and be deployed in ambush, their main purpose is to take out light infantry with their flamer pistols. We have an Attack Walker with a Walker Fist for melee and a total of 3 heavy flamers for close range anti-infantry. Finally, for the centerpiece, we have the Heavy Battle Tank. It has a whopping tough 18, so it should be able to take a lot of fire. It is equipped with twin heavy machine guns and heavy rifles array that fire a total of 18 AP1 shots. It also has a heavy fusion rifle to deal a deadly attack against tanks or monsters. And finally a limited hunter missile, which I can only fire once for the whole game. The tank has capacity for 11 models in transport and will be carrying the Battle Brothers and the Support Brothers. For my opponent's list, the Dwarves will be led by a champion accompanied by a combined unit of 10 Iron Veterans. They are all equipped with Iron Blasters, and with the champion's Guild Lord upgrade they will have AP2. We have a combined unit of miners with short-range iron shotguns. They are tunnelers that can ambush anywhere that's just 1 inch away from enemy units. The Thunder supports will be providing long-range fire with their autocannons. With their Spectrum scanner, their weapons will ignore cover. There are 2 attack vehicles, both with twin heavy fusion rifles that can deal damage to tough units. There is a Dwarf Walker with 2 Light Walker Fists. It has tough 12 and can do a maximum of 12 melee attacks. Finally, there is a Battle Tank also with tough 12, but it has twin heavy flamer and a flame cannon that do reliable blast attacks. From the Jackals, an elite veteran will lead a unit of elites. They all carry shotguns apart from one that carries a flamer. The Pathfinder upgrade grants the unit ambush. A veteran riding an Assault Beast will be leading a unit of Beast Riders into battle. The veteran also has Pathfinder, so they will also get ambush. They are a melee unit with harpoons. They gain +1 to hit in melee due to Carnivore. But when they charge, this is stacked with Lance, so they get another +1 to hit. Furthermore, they have bounding, which gives them an extra d3 plus 1 inch movement. Finally, we have a Great Beast. Like the Beast Riders, it has bounding, but it is a tough 12 model with massive jaws that deal AP4 attacks that can tear apart the hardest of armor. There are some ruins and ice pillars that are impassable, line of sight blocking terrain. Some of the shorter ruins and barricades provide cover to units placed behind them and counters difficult terrain when moving units over them. The craters are treated as difficult terrain, but can be shot over, albeit granting a cover bonus to any targets. Units can be moved onto raised platforms with a vertical distance of 4 inches. We use true line of sight to determine if a unit on the ground can be seen from units above. We introduce a custom rule to fit the terrain. At the start of each round, we flip a coin, and for tails, the battlefield is covered by a blizzard for the whole round. This hinders visibility, and the line of sight for every unit is reduced to 12 inches. We agreed to place 5 objective markers without rolling a d3, since it is a larger scale game. The Battle Brothers win the roll-off for board edge selection and initiative, so they deploy first. The units in ambush for the Battle Brothers are the Assault Brothers and the Veteran Assault Brothers. For the Dwarf Jackals Coalition, they are the Dwarf Miners, Jackal Beast Riders, and the Jackal Elites. Units to be deployed as scouts are just the Pathfinders from the Battle Brothers. The weather remains clear for the round. The heavy battle tank moves over to Objective 1, catching up with the Pathfinders. It fires its hunter missile at the Dwarven Walker, however the missile misses. The tank then continues shooting at the same target, with both the twin heavy machine gun and the heavy rifles array. The bolter rounds rain down hard on the Walker and deal 5 wounds. The Dwarven battle tank advances on the left. It unleashes its flame cannon at the Pathfinders hiding behind the ruins. All but one Pathfinder are incinerated, but the surviving Pathfinder stands firm as he passes his morale test. A squad of Battle Brothers exits the battle tank and fires upon the Walker. Their heavy rifles cause a single wound. The laser cannon also hits and deals further 3 wounds. The heavy damage causes the Dwarf Walker's control system to be impaired. It is shaken after failing a morale test. The Dwarven attack vehicle on the right moves up over Objective 2 and fires its twin heavy fusion rifles at the heavy battle tank. One of the beams meets the armor of the tank and deals 3 wounds. The Battle Brothers attack walker moves forward onto Objective 5. The Dwarf Champion leads his Iron Veterans forward, and together they deliver a salvo from their Iron Blasters at the Battle Brother squad. The hail of AP2 rounds easily clears off the squad. The Support Brothers then disembark out of the tank and they blast the Iron Veterans with their heavy flamers. 15 hits from the blast cause 9 wounds, but the Iron Veterans' regeneration rolls manage to reduce that down to 6 wounds. The leadership of the Dwarf Champion holds the unit together as they pass their morale test. The Thundersports mark their target with their Spectrum scanner from their elevated position and fire their autocannons at the Support Brothers, who have exposed themselves. 5 rounds hit and take down 3 of the brothers. The Pathfinders on the centre move forward and press the attack against the Iron Veterans. The shotguns remove yet another model, while the Flamer only succeeds in gently heating up the heavily armoured dwarves. The Great Beast warps 4 inches from its position, which allowed it to close enough distance to charge at the Pathfinders. Like a hammer slamming down on tofu, the Great Beast destroys the Pathfinders faster than they can say Wilhelm scream. The veteran Battle Brothers move into position to take aim at the dwarf battle tank. Their precise heavy fusion rifles hit 3 times, of which the tank defends against 1 of them, and as a result it takes 6 wounds. The tank passes its morale test. The second attack vehicle moves toward the centre. The lone Pathfinder advances over Objective 3 and confronts the towering battle tank like a boss. With all the bravado, it fails to deal damage against it, as the shotgun rounds bounce off the armoured hull. The pilot of the Dwarf Walker manages to reboot the control system and becomes unshaken. At the end of the round, the Battle Brothers take control of Objectives 1, 3 and 5, while the Dwarf Jackal Coalition captures Objective 2 and 4. At the start of the round, the Assault Brothers fly into battle, landing on a crater in the right. The Dwarf Miners tunnel out on the left, in proximity of the veteran Battle Brothers. The Jackal Beast Riders join the fray on the right, behind the Dwarf Champions unit. The elite Jackals come out of hiding near the ruins on the centre. The weather remains clear for this round. The veteran Battle Brothers attempt to hold the advance of the attack vehicle and fire their heavy fusion rifles. 2 of the 3 beams hit, but with the cover of the barricade, the attack vehicle only takes 3 wounds, and it even passes its morale test. A fission mailed for the veterans. The Dwarf Champion and the Iron Veterans finish off the Support Brothers with their iron blasters. The heavy battle tank reverses while firing all its weapons at the Great Beast. The heavy fusion rifle misses, and the barrage of AP-1 shots cause an underwhelming total of 3 wounds. The Thunder Supports comfortably remain in their position and fire at the Assault Brothers. With their Spectrum Scanner negating cover, 3 Assault Brothers fall to the long-range fire. The Assault Brothers then charge at the attack vehicle in front of them. Their chainsaws grind down the armour frames of the vehicle, and an energy fist punching the front canopy clouds the transparent screen with cracks. The driver of the vehicle panics and drives away. The Dwarven tank advances further. It targets the lone Pathfinder with the Flamer cannon and finishes him off. The twin heavy flamers snuff out 2 of the veteran Battle Brothers. The surviving Battle Brother passes his morale test. The Brother Attack Walker moves towards the Dwarf Champion and the Iron Veterans, and finishes them off with the heavy flamers. The Beast Riders charge at the Assault Brothers. With the extra 4-inch bounding move, they manage to go around the enemy. The impact of the charge takes out 2 of the brothers, and the harpoons pierce 3 more. The fatigued Assault Brothers fail to hit back, and with a morale test gone disastrously wrong, they are routed. Some might say they have chickened out, and perhaps they will later visit a taco joint to get some grub to binge down their sorrow. The Great Beast charges at the Attack Walker. With great speed it rams into the Walker, knocking the Machine Hulk back on the ground. It then chomps down on the Walker's heavy flamer with its jaws that tear the weapon system into shreds. With one arm disabled, the Walker punches the Great Beast across its jaw, making it flinch and back down, while the Walker manages to get back up. The combat results in the Attack Walker taking 6 wounds, while the Great Beast takes 4 in return. The Walker loses the combat, but passes its morale test. The remaining attack vehicle moves in and fires on the Walker. It takes further 3 wounds, but again passes its morale test. The Jackal Elite Veteran shoots down the last Support Brother with its elite shotgun. The dwarf miners move closer to the heavy battle tank. The heavily damaged dwarf walker advances cautiously using the ruins as cover. At the end of the round, the objective control remains the same as how it was at the end of the previous round, but the writing is on the wall for the Battle Brothers. With the main forces decimated and little hope of victory, the Battle Brother tank commander issues a retreat. At the start of the round, the veteran assault brothers land near the battle tank, away from the threat range of the miners. Suddenly, the wind starts to blow, and the battlefield is obscured with a blizzard. The range of all shooting weapons become capped at 12 inches. The attack walker charges at the great beast. Its last haymaker deals 3 wounds, but the counter-attack of the great beast takes down the mechanical giant. The dwarf miners move towards the heavy battle tank. One of them gets in range and his miner shotguns deals a wound on the tank. The heavy tank remains on objective 1. Its heavy fusion rifle finally hits the great beast and takes it down. The twin heavy machine guns discharge their rounds on the miners, removing 4 of them. The beast riders rush forward and they reach objective 5. The veteran assault brothers torch the remaining miners with their flamer pistols, reducing them further to just 2 models. They fail their morale test and become shaken. The elite jackals advance and they shoot down the veteran assault brothers from behind the miners. The attack vehicle closes in on the heavy battle tank, and his twin heavy fusion rifles deals 3 wounds. The dwarf battle tank moves over objective 3 to capture it, while the thunder supports hold position. And finally, the dwarf walker advances. At the end of the round, the dwarves and the jackals take all but one of the objectives, while the battle brothers have lost all but one of their units. The blizzard continues to obscure the battlefield for what it's worth. The heavy battle tank abandons objective 1 and retreats further back. It targets the miners with both heavy fusion rifle and the twin heavy machine guns, while the heavy rifles array targets the elite jackals behind. However, the heavy fusion rifle misses yet again, and the twin heavy machine guns only hit twice, removing just 1 miner. The heavy rifles array hits 9 times, but against some good saving throws it only removes 3 jackals, who then pass their morale test. The dwarves and the jackals pile in. The attack vehicle moves over objective 1, and both of its twin heavy fusion rifles hit and take off 6 wounds off the heavy tank. Finally, below half its original strength, the tank is forced to take a morale test, but fortunately it passes. Both the remaining jackal elites and the dwarf tank shoot at the heavy tank, but they fail to inflict another wound. At the end of the final round, the Dwarf Jackal Coalition captures all 5 objectives, resulting in a 5-0 victory for them. Abysmal would be the word I'd use to describe my performance in this game. It was my first 3,000 point game, and I knew investing so much on one unit, such as the heavy battle tank, would be a risk. But I really wanted this model that I just finished painting to be on the tabletop, so I have no regrets there. What I do regret is making a series of tactical blunders that resulted in such an embarrassing outcome. Here's a list of mistakes on my part that I've identified for you to read on the screen. However, other than the tactical lessons learned, I really want to put it out there that when a game goes disastrously wrong, it's important for a player to not lose heart and try to laugh it off. If you can't win the game, then conceding is obviously an option if you and your opponent want to save time and possibly start another game. But personally, I'd prefer to persevere and set myself another objective, as I did with my narrative retreat. Another example might be select one enemy unit and take it down no matter what. It's entirely up to you to find something to keep going and make the best out of a losing battle. Anyway, another fun game played.